Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So this is the topic, bone and its classification. Now, in bones, we have been hearing this word right from the very childhood that uh, bones is such a common word which we are using. Now, when we use the word bone, we must understand what it actually meant for. Why is it so? What it is? So, this is basically a type of connective tissue, and which is the hardest of all type of connective tissue, and this provides the shape and structure to the body. That is the main function which it is providing to the body. And when the movements are being performed, these bones, they function as levers, because the muscles are attached to it, the ligaments and cartilages are attached to the bones, and when the muscles are to be moved, these are attached to bones. So bones are actually moving or taking the muscles to the required area. This provides the basis for any kind of movement. And when we look into the structure of the bone, we'll find approximately 50% of it is water. So the way it is being formed, 50% of it is water, right? So on the basis of the structure, the types, different types of bones which we find in our body, we classify the bones on the basis of the shape, the structure which it is giving. So on the basis of that, we find that our body has long bones, and then short bones are present in the body. There are some of the bones which are flat in nature. Then there are some of the bones which are very irregular. So the name given is the irregular bone. And the last one, the last classification is the sesamoid bone. And these are the bones which are slightly different from the other four, and we shall be seeing this later, right? So when we talk of the long bones, now these long bones are the bones mainly giving anybody the extremities. The movement which we are performing are basically at the level of extremities, the lower extremities and the upper extremities. That belongs to the legs. In legs, we have thigh, we have foreleg, we have upper arm, we have forearm. So these forms the upper and the lower extremities, and most of the movements which we are performing with the help of these long bones. So most of these bones are in the upper and the lower extremity. And now when we look into the structure of these long bones, so we find that it is a cylindrical type of a shape, and basic the center part is the shaft, and the upper and the lower part, which is slightly different from the shaft. It is slightly widened, and a particular shape is being given at the ends of the bone, which are protruding ends, because these ends have to be fixed with the other bone to form any joint. So these ends have a peculiar shape according to the type of the joint in which it is forming. So the middle part is the shaft, which is long and cylindrical in shape. The ends, upper and the lower end, are the protruding ends. They have a peculiar shape to form any particular joint. And in this shaft, which is middle portion of the bone, long bone, they have a medullary canal from which some fluids passes, right? Now, when we look into the outer surface of this long bone, we find it quite harder. So that outer surface is harder, and it is formed with a compact which provides it the hard outer coverage. And the inner portion, from where that canal is, because that canal has to be passed from within, so that inner portion of the bone is spongy in nature, and which is formed of the cancellous bone tissue. So now here it contains the bone marrow. So that portion which is spongy, uh, that is soft in comparison to the outer surface of the bone. So outer surface is formed by the compact tissue, and the inner or the spongy area is formed by the cancellous bone tissue, right? And this spongy inner surface contains the bone marrow, very important part of the body, right? And both ends, which we are discussing, are actually covered by the hyaline cartilage, because when it forms the joint, it moves, it there is a friction between one bone and the other bone, one end with the other end. So it has to be protected, because with every movement there will be a friction. So we have to that has to be protected. And when we are performing any movement, there might be a shock also, there might be a jerk also. So to help the to protect the upper end or the lower end which is forming the joint, the hyaline cartilage is present for the purpose of protection. So that protects the bones end for any shock absorption, for any rupture, for any friction, so that it does not lose its actual shape, right? Now, I have already told you that in upper and the lower extremities, these are mainly found. So, upper extremity, we have the humerus bone, and then in forearm, we have ulna and radius. In lower extremity, we have femur, and this femur is the longest bone of our body. You might be knowing that femur, which belongs to thigh, this thigh bone is the longest bone of our body, right? And in fore legs, we have two bones, the tibia and fibula. Now, apart from this, the hand portion or the foot portion also has some of the bones. When we see, though those bones are not as long as these bones which we have discussed, but the structure is quite similar. So we have put them in the category of long bones. The bones, the phalanges which we have in the hand, the metatarsals and metacarpal bones are also put in the category of long bones. So these are found in the foot area, tarsals are found in the foot area, and the metacarpals are found in the hand, right? Here you can see this place, here some of the wait. Can you see this slide now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you just read it for me?
Yes, ma'am. Short bones, small cubic shaped solid bones. They have proportionally large articular surface in order to articulate with more than one bone. Short bones provide some shock absorption and include the carpals and tarsal.
Okay. Your voice was not clear. It was shaking, Saryu.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, your voice was shaking, bete.
Ma'am, ma'am, should I read it again?
Yeah. Please. Saurav, can you
Short,
read it? Just a minute, Saryu. Saurav,
Yes, ma'am.
can you read it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Short bones, S- small cubical shaped solid bones. They are proportionally large articular surface in order to articulate with more than one bone. Short bones provide some shock absorption and includes the carpals and tarsal.
Okay. So basically, what happens when we look into the end of the short bones? What happens? The ends here are proportionately larger. The middle portion or the shaft is not so huge, not so long, but it is proportionally larger, that because it is articulating or because it is joining with the other surface to form a joint, and that is why it is larger than the other area. And here also, most of the short bones, they provide the shock absorption technique, because in hands, in legs, when where we have lot many numbers of the bones, we have to move the weight, we have to carry the weight, we have to shift the weights, and that is why that shock has to be transferred. Because if it is at one place and the weight is carrying, then it may lead to pressure, and that pressure may damage the area. And that is why the structure is such that it is actually distributing the weight, and that shock is being transferred to the other segments related to it. uh, yes, Hari, you just read it. Hari.
Okay. They consist of only a thin layer of compact tissue with cancellous bone tissues on the inside, along with the large amount of bone marrow.
Yeah. So what happens? These bones, which we see here, they have a thin layer of compact tissue with cancellous bone tissue. Cancellous and compact tissue we have discussed in the long bone also, that the compact is the harder area. It provides the harder area, and the cancellous bone tissue provides the softer and the spongy area. So that inside is the cancellous, and outer is the hard, and it is formed of compact. And this inside portion, it has the large amount of bone marrow, right? And that is why it is spongy, it is soft. Now yes, read it.
These
Hello.
larger articular surface so as Ma'am, hello.
Yes.
These bones have proportionately larger articular surface so as to articulate with more than one bone.
Yes. So sometimes they have to articulate with here. You can see that some of the bones are articulating in such a way that it is providing access to the joints to the other bone, not only one bone, rather more, sometimes it is also attaching to the more than one bone. So that articulating surface is sometimes larger than the middle portion of the bone. Now the next is the flat bones. Now sir, you read it.
Flat bones. These bones are broad surface and flat in shape, providing protection to the body's vital organs and being a base for muscular attachment.
Yes.
Interior and posterior
Just
surface
a minute.
are
Just a minute. So from the name itself, we can make out that these are the flat bones. They have a flat shape, and when it is flat, obviously these bones will have a broader surface area. And such bone, such structure is provided so that it can protect the vital organs, especially the inner portion or the outer portion. They also provide the muscular attachment to a large number of muscles are attached to the bones, and they are also protecting the vital organs of our body. Yes, next.
Interior and posterior surface are formed of compact tissue to provide strength for protection, with the center consisting of cancellous, spongy bone tissue and varying amount of bone marrow.
Yes. So you will always remember now that the spongy area or the is formed by the cancellous bone tissue, and where it is present, there the amount of bone marrow will also be present. And the compact portion is harder. The harder portion is formed of the compact tissues, and it is providing the harder or full of strength that protects the outer area, right? So this is how it is being differentiated from outer to interior, or outer, or the outer is the anterior or the posterior part of it. Now the bone which we have is a kind of flat bone, is the scapula, which we have it on the back side. We feel it when we move the shoulder up and down. One bone which is it gives an impression as if it is moving up and down. The tip can also be felt. So that is the scapula. The other bone is the sternum, which is the center of the ribs. Center of the ribs is also the flat bone. Then the other bone is the pelvic bones. Pelvic bones are actually not the one bone, rather it is the combination of three bones uniting together and giving the shape of the pelvic cage. तो pelvic bones का छोटे छोटे bones हैं, and they are united, they are articulated in such a way that it is giving the shape of the pelvic cage. पूरा pelvic structure जो बन रहा है वो pelvic bones से आपका form हो रहा है. Another bone is the patella, which is found on the front portion of the knee, which you can feel that it is being moved. The small portion आप अपने knee के ऊपर हाथ रखते हैं, and you can feel that it is shifting. That is known as patella. But this patella, I will be telling you later. This is flat bone also. This is also sesamoid bone. I will be telling you what is sesamoid. So this you have to remember, that most of the time, though it is kept under the category of sesamoid bone, but if we see it separately, it is also a flat, slightly rounded and flat bone. Okay, so now we'll move to the next is the irregular bone. Yes, Saurav.
Yes, ma'am.
Saurav.
Yes, ma'am. Irregular bones. These are irregular in shape. These are bones in the body which do not fall into any other category due to their non-uniform shape. They primarily
एक्चुअली जो irregular name मैंने आपको बताया है, this name itself proves that we neither they can be put in flat category, nor they are the long bones, nor they are the short bones. They might be short, but the structure is such that a separate category is being formed, which is the name given is the irregular bone. No regular shape, irregular. किसी का थोड़ा सा अलग है, इवन इन सबको भी अलग अलग रखेंगे तो एक जैसा शेप नहीं है, इन सब में भी अलग अलग शेप है, इसलिए उनको नाम दिया गया इररेगुलर बोन. ओके, नॉन यूनिफॉर्म शेप. ऐसे नहीं है कि ये सारे जो हम शेप्स की सारे जो हम बोन्स की बात कर रहे हैं वो सारे एक ही कैटेगरी के हैं, एक ही यूनिफॉर्म शेप है. वर्टिबल कॉलम के जो आपके स्मॉल बोन्स हैं, दो दे आर स्मॉल, दे आर शॉर्ट, लेकिन उन सबको भी यदि हम एक साथ रखें तो उन सब में भी आपके अलग अलग शेप फॉर्म होते हैं. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट सेपरेट कैटेगरी इज इररेगुलर बोन. यस, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट.
they primarily consist of cancellous bone tissue within an outer layer of compact tissue.
यस, तो मेनली इनका रोल है वो स्पॉन्जी एरिया इसमें ज़्यादा है और जो इसका हार्ड सरफेस है वो कम है, और इनकी फिक्सिंग इस ढंग से होती है कि वो पूरा एक कॉर्ड टाइप फॉर्म करते हैं. इसके अंदर से आपकी स्पाइनल कॉर्ड पास ऑन होती है, फ्लूइड्स रहते हैं, एंड दैट इज़ वाई दैट इनर पोर्शन इज soft and this is more dominating, primarily consisting of the cancellous bone tissue which provides the softer portion or softer area more in comparison to the outer compact area or outer compact tissue. ये जो आपके वर्टेबल कॉलम मैंने जैसे बताया, आपकी जॉ की जो हड्डी है, आपका सेक्रम जो है, ये सारी जो बोन्स हैं ये इररेगुलर बोन्स की कैटेगरी में आते हैं. ठीक है, हैव यू गॉट इट स्टूडेंट?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now the last category is sesamoid bone. Yes, Hari.
Sesamoid bones. These are developed in tendon of muscle and found in the vicinity of.
So as I told you, the bones which are found in the muscles, in the joint itself, so these are not separate, but they are found in a particular area within the joint, particular area within the joint. So such kind of bone, as I told you in case of the patella, this is found in where? This is found in knee joint only. Knee joint only. That is why the patella is more of a sesamoid bone, but we have also seen that it has a flat shape, and that is why we have sometimes in some of the books you also find it as a flat bone, but this is a sesamoid bone because it is not found anywhere, but it is not found separately, but within the joint structure. If it is found, then the name given is sesamoid bone. Yes, next.
It improves the mechanical advantages of musculo-tendinous units.
Yes. So musculo-tendinous unit. Because what is then? You please tell me what is tendon? Any idea? Do you have the idea?
In the starting area of muscle, which
Huh?
touches.
Attaches to the bone. The ends of the muscles, which are this is harder portion. So that harder portion, which is attached to the bone is tendon. So the muscles are attached to bones by virtue of or with the help of tendons. So tendons are actually the part of muscles only, but it is harder in comparison to the main body of the muscle. So tendons are harder in comparison to muscles, but they are not hard as in comparison to bones. So since it is attaching the bone to that of the muscles, they have to provide such kind of structure which can bind it together very strongly. वो मसल्स को अच्छे से पकड़ के रखता है बोन्स के साथ, बाइंड करता है. So the tendons are actually the extension of the muscles which are attaching to the bones. Okay, and that forms the musculotendinous unit. Musculotendinous unit. Okay, next.
Sesamoid bones are usually present in a tendon where it passes over a joint which serves to protect the tendon.
Yes. So this particular bone is actually protecting the musculotendinous unit. It is providing the strength to that structure because it is being used more, so that it should not get ruptured. So though it is not found very oftenly in the body, very few sesamoid bones are present. Not very often, not very regular. Okay, so basically they provide the tendon. The tendons does not get ruptured by the frequent movement of that joint. तो किसी किसी जगह पे ये आपको प्रोवाइडेड है, हर जगह में नहीं है, क्योंकि उस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर में जहाँ पे मूवमेंट बहुत होता है और जहाँ वेट बेयरिंग भी हो सकता है, जहाँ आपका ऑल ऑफ अ सडन मूवमेंट हो सकता है या फिर आपका जर्की मूवमेंट होता है, वहाँ पर उस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर को प्रोवाइड करने के लिए टेंडन्स प्रोवाइड, so that the tendon does not get ruptured or tendon does not get teared. That is why such kind of structure like sesamoid bones are provided. ये आपने देखा जैसे कि एक आपका पेटेला, मैंने आपको बताया this is the largest sesamoid bone which you can feel, which you can hold it also. तो आपका जो पेटेला है आपके नी के आगे, डू यू नो वेयर इज पेटेला?
यस मैम, वो कटोरी बोलते हैं इसको.
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, कप जो है ऊपर आपका घुटने के ऊपर जो आप फील करते हैं उसको पकड़ सकते हैं, वो आपको वो आपका पेटेला है, राइट. देन द अदर बोन इज द पीसी फॉर्म, जो आपके अंगूठा है पैर का, है ना, तो इसके नीचे भी आप फील कर सकते हैं, हार्ड सा स्ट्रक्चर है ये, आप उसे फील कर सकते हैं जस्ट बिलो योर थंब और फर्स्ट फिंगर ऑफ योर टो. ओके, तो वो भी जो आपकी बोन है वो भी आपकी ये सेसामोइड बोन है. इसके अलावा आपकी जो फर्स्ट मेटाटार्सल की जो है स्मॉल बोन्स, वहाँ पर भी आपकी उसके जस्ट नीचे आप फील करेंगे, थोड़ा सा आप हार्ड प्रेस करेंगे, आप फील कर सकते हैं. और ये आपकी स्मॉलेस्ट जो वो है कार्पल है उसके ऊपर ये प्रोवाइड की गई है. तो सच काइंड ऑफ बोन्स आर नोन एज दी sesamoid bones because they are present in a particular structure of the joint vicinity itself. तो जो joint vicinity है वहीं पर ये पर्टिकुलर बोन्स मिलती है, इसके अलावा कहीं पे नहीं मिलती। तो ये क्योंकि टेंडन्स के आसपास है, टेंडन्स के ही एरिया में है, तो ऑब्वियसली टेंडन कहाँ होगा?